Oh boy, did I just read something put into some hard, beautiful words. You know who's good at words? You know, there's a group of people and they write a lot. They're very into writing. In fact, the world pretty much knows them because of this incredible book they swear by. Well, those people now have suddenly started writing very differently than they were before. See, before, they couldn't wait to talk about how Christian extremists and right-wing extremists and all these people who want to these white supremacists and stuff. Now, Grant, you no longer see people like Nazi skinheads around. There's no longer music groups of the white supremacists like when I was young that could be at clubs, that there were bars where the white supremacists would hang out. None of that exists anymore. And I mean, I was there. I got to see this, like I got to hear about this in my youth from older people, that it's like, no, there's this one bar and it's supposed to be a punk rock bar or metal bar, but really it's where like a lot of Nazi skins used to hang and blah, 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 and this crew or that crew or blah, blah, blah. So, and really, I really thought about this. I remember every ethnic faction having their extremely violent group of assholes beating up the kids in the streets when I was a kid in San Francisco. I remember this clearly. That's not real anymore. It's a much more peaceful and better time than it was then. Except for now, it's almost completely in the hands of pretty much black and Hispanic, real hardcore psychopathic homicidal pieces of shit who will shoot you for your car, for your purse, for damn near anything. And people who don't want to deal with that, well, fuck you. I'm at the bottom of the economy, and I'm the one who, I have to look these people up and down now and then to let them know, like, no, I'm not slipping, cousin. So when you have to deal with lowlives, you learn to understand, like, when the writers with their soft hands and their glass backs are telling people myths about the real world. And when I get to hear all the young people tell me about how they don't have shit to look forward to. They're working their asses off, had 2 jobs. They don't have shit to look forward to. And so I'm just loving now the darkness and doom is kicking into the writers. Why? Because they just saw their movement get crushed. And now even Democrats are writing letters of apology to the public. Oh, these protests with anti-Semitism and terrible things. We condemn such stuff. And, so now everybody's the stark reality is turning a whole lot of people a whiter shade of pale. Because they're starting to see, every single thing that the right said was going to happen has occurred. It's all happened. Our fuck-ups have completely gotten us to where they said we would be. We have arrived. And now illegal immigrants commit crimes against children on a daily basis. We get to see these in the newspaper, and that the feminists are nowhere to be found. Just yesterday I was listening to some British woman just going hammer and togs on the feminists. It was great, where she said she was just like, and in October 7th, the feminists said nothing. Feminism doesn't mean shit anymore. Yeah, I love how the left has botched this. That you guys have nothing. You can't hold your nose up anymore in any way, shape, or form. You just have to make this wild-eyed claim that somebody somewhere is supposed to give a fuck about. Oh, the Palestinians. No, fuck you. And then, oh, how could people attack the protesters? Oh, I'm sorry, that was just an idea. Don't you know when you attack people with masks and you put masks on and you use fireworks and the police don't stop you, you are attacked by an idea. Because you see, Antifa is an idea. Somebody reminded me of this in a comment, that Antifa was just an idea. You know, that's all it is. And and so it's now everybody gets to mock you doing that. Going, no, your protests were broken up by an idea. What are you talking about? It was just an idea that came in the middle of the night with fireworks and sticks. No, it's just an idea, bro. It wasn't a group of people who organized. Womp womp. Womp womp. That's how this goes now. Now that you all have found, oh, there's a group of people who you mess with them, and suddenly it's as if the universe itself has reached up and grabbed you and is slammed you around like Droopy Dog. That's all it took. You just had to mess with the right group of people. And also, this is one of these things of, and that right group of people, they better know you have allies for about 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes on that fucking microphone. You got 10 minutes on that fucking phone, kid. You know, tell your mama you love her, whatever you got to do. Because nobody on the right wants to fucking fund your country. That's it. And now that's the thing. That's the beauty of this. See, not only now is there this clear understanding that the left now has to admit there are white people who aren't white. The right has to admit we don't want to have anything to do with any of you. Any of you. And the left, and now the moderates have to make decisions. The moderates have to make decisions. They have to start making a decision about what they say they support. And Gavin Newsom already had to write his apology letter about these protests on campus. Why? Because he knows at some stage he has to have some element of normal people, and also he's starting to understand he can't court these people on the left. He can't court them. What's he going to, how is he supposed to advertise for their vote? What, by like burning a bag of bagels? By at a photo shoot, flying in on one of those little parachute car things that they used on October 7th. Was that what he's supposed to do? He comes in, he goes, "Hey everybody, I'm running for president. Vote for me, oy vey. Inshallah, I shall become president. I'm Gavin Newsom." Like, how's he supposed to advertise for this? Like, the Democrats really have no clue, I think, yet. I think there's a level of them that they're like trying to work this out. And they keep having to turn to the chick and the gay lame and saying, no, that's not going to work. No, that idea is a really bad idea too. No, we're not doing that. That they have like Carvel, like on text, because they know if they have Carvel on speakerphone, it's going to get out of hand too quick. But that right now, it just doesn't, nothing that these people can say when it comes to economics. Okay, so here's the best part. Within about the next handful of months, you're going to have a press for uranium, and you're going to have a press for a number of rare metals. Because now, without taking in these rare metals and uranium from Russia, the price is going to go way high. And it's going to threaten the national power grid of our country, not Russia's, our country. So this is another stumbling block that the Democrats are going to somehow have to try to make work. Oh yeah, we don't have the power for you to run your ACs because of the price of uranium, or it's just that the price of uranium will go up, the price of power will go up, and then this is the next one. The price of electricity goes up. Northwest. What will then increase in price? West Coast. West Coast. West Coast. What price will go up? Weed. The price of weed will rise. Then you got a problem, Democrats. That's when you got a problem. See, weed is at a stage of being almost the lowest in price it's just ever been. It's, for a weed head, this is like a heavenly period of time. Everybody's trying to get you to smoke their pot because you got to get it off the shelf within a relatively short amount of time. When you cure it, it's still a plant, it'll mold, it'll decay, got to get it off the shelf. So, this means that there's probably when the prices hit, the other part is going to be then electronics. See, gold is still staying above 2,300 per ounce. Silver, luckily, is staying relatively low. That's actually kind of handy. Silver staying low is pretty handy that might be actually what's keeping a lot of this going, is the fact that the silver price is so well gained that we could still at least afford we could at least afford silver products, as at least with that. But we'll see how that goes. Because all inputs are cost something, and energy always costs something. And that was weird. Okay. Yes, good. Yes, acceleration. Yes. Yes, you understand the power of acceleration. All right. So, now, how the Democrats have to sell all of this, impossible to determine. I really want to point out again, because I made a little thing like this, the fact that people went ham on you. I think that there's, and now it's the thing of people suddenly, oh look, there are patterns and signs showing that these protesters on all of these campuses, all at the same time, all magically with keffiyehs, and all this, that this universality of this protest might have been organized because they found that these people were wearing white helmets. Now, somehow nobody in actually typing the word white helmets thought through, maybe this has something to do with the organization, the White Helmets, that has been attached to covering up for jihadis for a long time. The White Helmets are one of these groups that shows up the White Helmets are why we went into Syria. A lot of people forget that one. The White Helmets suddenly are like, oh my gosh, Bashar Assad, there's gases and chemicals, Bashar Assad, haka laka laka maka laka. And they're, spraying kids with water. Oh, gases, chemicals, gases. Oh my gosh. Oh, haka laka laka. So the white helmets have long been understood, especially by the right of center. Well, no, this is some group of phonies who supposedly are a humanitarian group, but they just sort of show up and cause, they seem to actually be linked in some way, shape, or form to jihadists. So what they do is they show up and these are just people who make trouble. And then when trouble ensues, they're supposedly this group aiding these poor people who've had terrible things done to them. Haka laka laka. And gases, chemicals, haka laka laka. And so it's so I thought it was just kind of funny that they're like, this is odd. All these people have these white helmets. And like a lot of these protests, this appears to have been organized. So now everybody's going to have to play like dumb, like that there isn't some type of large, expansive bunch of nonprofit corporations, the State Department, linked to the State Department, or not linked to the State Department. Some of these appear to be linked to the Democrats. There was a group of people who found that a bunch of these organizations were linked to something called the Freedom Road Socialist Organization. And that's one of those reports, that you guys know from this channel I brought up. And that this is everything from Causa Justa, BLM, all the way to stuff having to do with the PLO and CARE and stuff like that. And that now, one of the things is that there's a portion, there's all these journalists who probably are in on a lot of this kind of stuff. These are sources for them. These people who really make the news happen. They cause the news. Just so happens that they were just happened to be there when this happened. Can you believe it? Can you dig it? Well, these people now have this issue of, well, can the Jews keep going along with this? Can liberal Jews keep going along with this? And this is also going to divide the liberal Jews and the Jews who are moderate to right of center permanently. This is going to be a very, very permanent division. And yeah, this is going to be kind of a fascinating period of time to see, because the Democrats can't sell this. I mean, who wants to be associated with this shit? And yeah. And especially like now that people are looking at these, these encampments, they're like, no, they ruined wrote all over things. Let me just a second. They wrote all over stuff. They ruined things. They were dicks about it. They were making demands. We had to give them food. Blah blah blah. There was nothing that these were going to do. None of these encampments were going to do anything. They weren't going to help do anything. But really the thing that I'm just sitting back, I'm like, the fact that the young men stepped up and started beating your asses. And you guys have to play that off. You have to play it down. You have to play it off. That's not in any way normal. That's why Antifa was never this idea. These were criminal people who were then given complete license to do what they were doing. Everybody gets this. Everybody knows. The police stood down everywhere. And then these people ruined everything. And so now you have a bunch of people who are like, well, fuck that. If Antifa can do that in the name of being homosexual assholes, and just simply not liking police, well, then we can do it for these people who want to eliminate the Jews. and the thing that then you also have a problem with is nobody on the left will deal with what Hamas says they believe. These are not people who are just like, oh, we are so into Palestine, so nice, so yum, good Palestine, let's all have shawarma, and then there was actually something I wanted to bring up that came up a while back on a talk with that Hassan Piker went totally ape shit on and made himself look like, I just love how he makes himself look stupid and unlikable. Okay, that's the thing, is good looking, well dressed, obviously of a relatively middle class background, and stupid and unlikable. You could tell by his use of language, he's not a writer, he's not a thinker, he doesn't cite amazing works or anything, doesn't cite anything really. So the thing that I'm thoroughly enjoying is that now you guys have to try to explain how the Democratic Party and Hamas have some similarity in their thinking or difference. Like, you gotta do this. You have no choice now. You tied yourself to them. So you guys gotta do something. You guys gotta explain this to the voters. Like, oh, no, but we don't think this like Hamas does. We're Democrats. I mean, like, you guys gotta do this. It's not gonna work any other way. And so most people are averse to violence. Most creatures in nature are averse to violence. Like the king cobra and the rhino are two of the only things that like fighting other creatures. And apparently people who want to beat up protesters. Wow, the fact that you got that, yeah, you guys got fucking handled. That was amazing to see. And yeah, that's history. That's historic. Good work.